Oh, shit. Welcome, everybody, for week 5 of the Triple B Fooseball NFL picks. Myself, Shane, special field correspondent, and Rich Smoke, and our new picker from Steelers Realm podcast. It's our man, Freight Train. Freight Train, how you doing this evening?
Good. Hey, I'm a late comer, but I'm coming for that belt. Let me tell you that.
Not off to a good start, buddy. We'll get to that in a minute.
Well, Rich, you had the wins and losses from last week,
Yeah.
and I probably didn't do too good. I don't think so.
It was a weird. I'll tell you what. The weirdest trajectory last week was Shane. Started off terribly. I mean, terribly. At one point, you were at 2-5, and then turned the whole thing around.
Oh, you
and
can swear.
You went 8-1 over the last 9 games, and finished
Wow.
at 10-6. So from 2-5 to 10-6, a phenomenal turnaround. As I was keeping track, I'm like, oh, he's getting better. Oh crap, he's getting better. Oh come on, he's getting better. Bubba
Steelers screwed me over.
Bubba started off really hot, and then you kind of stayed in the middle, like 4-4, 5-5, 6-6,
Yeah.
and you kind of turned it around, and you finished it out 10-6. So both of you
Oh,
guys
wow.
are 10-6. I know I missed a couple games here. I doubt it myself. I took Pittsburgh. I shouldn't have. And then I also took New England because I hate Dallas. So I took New England. So those 2 losses, I'll take them with a smile. No big deal. I finished 9-7. The worst picker out of the 4 of us, our newcomer, and fun story for you guys. Freight Train may or may have not been forgotten last week prior to the single airing.
I'll take accountability. I had a couple concussions, and I am terribly sorry, but I will not do it again.
So
that should add 2 wins in my column.
No, we don't cheat around here on this podcast. But I did reach out to Freight Train over here. I did get his picks for last week, and he finished at 8-8, so not much worse than anybody else.
Hey, call me Mike Tomlin. It's not a losing. It's not losing.
The standard's the standard, right?
Yeah.
That's 500, baby. 500
I know we're 2
ball.
minutes in here, but to give the last overall update, this is the current standings as it sits right now for the season over the first 4 weeks. Bubba, you are in first place by 1 game.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
We all had some really bad picks. I think we all kind of just pick random shit sometimes. I don't think we're really that into it. But Bubba is 37-27 currently. Shane and I are actually tied right behind you at 36-28. And Freight Train, as of right now, with 1 week in, is 8-8. He'll be working his way up.
Call it a comeback, baby.
So
comeback.
Very interesting how it's very, very close.
Yeah,
I
need
learned
to put some money
from
on it.
last week, by the way. Anything that we all agree on, we lose. So I'm not picking the same shit as you guys.
Yeah, okay.
There's 4 or 5 games where we all pick the same team, and we got them all wrong together.
I guarantee there's a couple games you're not going to agree with me on. I guarantee it.
I'm sure I don't.
Yeah. Hey, we got some people in the house. Patrick, thanks for tuning in. Kurt Mears, thanks for tuning in. And Benny K, thank you guys. And hopefully you guys can give your picks also. But we're getting our picks here with the first game Thursday night. The Chicago Bears at the Washington Commanders. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Jesus. You know what? I'm going to go with, because they're at home, the Washington Commanders. I'm going to take the Commanders. I mean, Chicago did put a lot on, last week, but I can't bet on Chicago. Shane?
Washington.
Uh-oh. Rich, where are you going to go, Rich?
I am also going to go Washington.
But you weren't going to agree with us.
I wasn't going to with this one. Now watch. This game, it's funny. I had this circled as one of the games that could very easily go the wrong direction.
It could.
And I can definitely see Chicago. Now that we all picked them, Chicago's going to win. So
if Freight Train makes it unanimous, we'll know.
You might want to take a different track, so to speak, and go the other way.
Right.
Freight Train?
See, and I got some ground to make up, but I'm not doing it with this game. Washington has a scary, kind of sneaky good defense. I'm sticking with the Commanders.
Okay, Patrick took the Commanders. Benjamin's in the house. Okay, that's an 8:15 Amazon Prime game, so not everybody's got Amazon Prime. So I'll get to your guys' comments.
Not missing much.
Yeah, you're not missing much. I hate Thursday night games. Okay, this game here is at 9:30 in the morning. Jacksonville Jaguars at Buffalo Bills. I don't know why it's at 9:30. I have no idea, and that's what I saw. I have no idea.
Yeah, they're playing in London, Bubba. They're playing at the Hotspurs.
Well, that's probably why. Okay.
2 weeks in a row.
Hotspur Stadium.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with, since they're overseas and Buffalo's hot right now, I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills. And Mark Mancini, thanks for tuning in. And Patrick is taking the Bills, baby, he said. Shane, who you taking?
I'm taking the Bills, but I think they might have it's tough traveling and playing at that time in the morning. So I think it's going to be closer than we think, but I'm taking the Bills.
They can have jet lag. They can have food poisoning. It doesn't matter. There's not a single chance in hell Jacksonville beats Buffalo in this game.
Yeah.
I'm taking Buffalo by double digits in this game.
Oh!
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Freight train.
Yeah, I'm going with Buffalo too. I think Trevor Lawrence looks like he's taken a step backwards this year so far. It doesn't look like a mirror of himself from the end of last season. Buffalo seems to be the cream of the crop of the AFC right now. I'm taking Buffalo.
I think the problem with Jacksonville is they got a very similar trajectory based on what Pittsburgh did as well. You guys had a really good second half of the year, and then everybody hyped you guys up really early. They hyped up Jacksonville to be a big team this year. It goes to show you that rosters always change.
It was that playoff one that made them spectacular this year.
That's about it.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan says Baltimore might be getting healthy at the right time. They're playing Pittsburgh this week. It's also going to be a physical game. I got Baltimore sneaking out on that one. Patrick says they don't fare well overseas, though. That's what he said. So the next game here is the Houston Texans at Atlanta Falcons. The Texans with that big, huge upset victory. I'm going to say it's an upset because it was in my eyes. Against Atlanta. I'm going to go because the Texans actually showed me something last week. I'm taking the Houston Texans. That rookie quarterback, CJ something. So that's who I'm taking. Taking the Texans.
Man, this should just be I follow Bubba and pick what he picks.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Texans. I have to take the Texans for the same reasons, Bubba. They're coming off a big win. They got a little bit of swagger, and Falcons are so.
Patrick said Texans, but it'll be a tight game. Rich Smoke, who you got?
I thought I was picking the upset on this one and taking Houston, but apparently we're all just going to fucking make the same picks.
I don't think it's an upset.
No, Freight Train's going Atlanta.
Nope.
Again,
I'm going Atlanta. I'm taking Atlanta.
Give me your quick reasoning. Yeah.
See, my reasoning is because Matt Canada is such a stupid. I almost said a word I shouldn't have.
You can say it. You can say it on here.
But when you look back at the game, if we would have stuck with the run, I thought Houston was having a little bit of a problem stopping our running game. That is Atlanta's forte. They are a running team. It starts with the run and ends with the run with Atlanta. They can bring in multiple guys that can wear you out. But Bijan Robinson is actually, I think, is going to be the real deal for them. He can play, he's a good runner and in the catch game.
The only problem I see, though, is at some point the Falcons are going to have to throw the football, and Desmond Ritter is getting absolutely drilled every time he touches the ball. The poor guy has not been able to throw a clean ball in a while. Yeah. And again, you can't be one-dimensional. I agree with you. The running game with Algier and with Robinson, phenomenal 1-2 punch, but you can't do that for 60 minutes.
But his ass is getting turf toe.
And not to mention Atlanta's defense is very suspect as well, and C.J. Stroud is hitting his own as well.
The Steelers' defense was not even there, and C.J. Stroud looked like he was an all-pro last week, and that's why
I think he's going to look the same way against Atlanta.
He was cool as a cucumber.
Yep.
Okay, the next matchup, we got people in. Brian Reddick, Lisa Watsmunsky, James Schellhammer. Thanks all you guys for all tuning in to the NFL picks tonight. We got, here we go, the Tennessee Titans at the Indianapolis Colts, 1 p.m. I'm going to go. Oh, jeez. I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts.
The battle for the 2-2 teams here.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to, since they're playing at home, I'm going to take the Colts.
Thank fucking God I can finally jump off the goddamn bandwagon.
There you go.
I am going to go Tennessee. I think Tennessee looks good in this matchup. I know Anthony Richardson's back. They looked pretty good, but the Titans were absolutely on a roll last week. I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to say they're going to take that momentum, carry it forward. Henry finally got more than 40 yards in a game. He's hungry. I'm going with Tennessee.
Right. I'm going with Rich. I'm going with Rich too. I think Tennessee wins this one. I think Tennessee finds ways to win. They're like that type of team now. They
and they're
find
always
ways to pull ball
early. They always struggle early. They're one of them teams that takes a little while. We'll be all right.
Right, but they always seem to find ways to win, especially in the division. They always find ways to win.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So I'm taking Tennessee.
Patrick says the Colts for me, but it's basically a toss-up. Now, this game here, I think all four of us is probably going to take I can't see the Giants. I can't see New York Giants versus the Miami Dolphins. New York is just god awful. I
think Daniel Jones just got sacked again.
I'm taking Miami. Miami big. I'm taking Miami big because they got beat by Buffalo. They're not happy. They're just going to pulverize the piss out of the New York Giants. Shane?
Miami. Easy.
Yeah.
I think if Miami scored 70 on Denver, they might score 90 on the Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, Daniel Jones, fun fact that I actually heard the other day, listening to the podcast, and Philadelphia is always trashing Daniel Jones whenever we get a chance. Daniel Jones has fumbled the ball more than any other, I believe it's NFL player in general, since he became a starting quarterback in the National Football League. More fumbles than anybody else.
That is not a record I would have.
Absolute mess. I mean,
Right.
but yeah. I'm assuming you're taking Miami as well, Frank. What do you got?
Oh, without a question, it's going to be Miami.
We're right back on the bandwagon again.
I knew it. I knew I started something here.
Yeah.
Patrick said he's taking the Dolphins.
Ground in this show. I'm not gonna gain any ground this week.
Well, you might. I guarantee in a couple matchups here, I guarantee you probably will. Now, this next matchup is the New Orleans Saints at New England Patriots. Oh, that's a toss-up. I think New England with Mac Jones is just fucking god-awful. So I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. I'm going with the Saints, and it's going to be a close one. Taking the Saints. Shane?
New England's playing at home, but I still think the Saints are going to beat them. The Saints are horrible. And so is New England, but, so I don't know. So I'm picking the Saints.
I think Mac Jones is one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the National Football League, especially since they were blowing smoke up our ass for years that he was the next Brady. Made it even worse for him. I'm taking New Orleans defense here. Again, this could be a crapshoot. Either team could wake up and win this game, but I'm going to take the Saints, and not by much, but Kamara's back.
Right.
Defense is healthy. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm taking the Saints too, and you got to think I'm 99% sure that the Patriots lost their top pass rusher and Christian Gonzalez both got.
You're right. He broke his collarbone or something.
Yeah. Matthew Judon is hurt, and those are two big key dogs in the defense right now. I think New Orleans takes advantage of that, and
Patrick said the Saints, and he said the Pats are a mess. Wyatt, thanks for tuning in to this lovely Pick'em podcast here. Well, in this next matchup, this is going to be all based on the effing heart that I have here. Going into Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Baltimore Ravens at 1 o'clock against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'll talk about that shit in about 9 o'clock. But I have to go. I won't ever go against Pittsburgh. And I'll probably be the only one in this panel right now, but I'm taking Pittsburgh. I won't go against Pittsburgh. I never will. I don't care. I don't care if Kent Graham's fucking quarterbacking.
You're going down with the ship, huh?
I'm going down with the ship.
Are you going to take the ship with Bubba on this one with the anchor, or are you going to finally jump off?
You know what?
Before it's too late?
I went against my better judgment last week and picked the Steelers, and this is the week I think the Steelers will win, but I'm not going to do the same shit as I did last week. I'm going with the Ravens.
I am also taking Baltimore. I don't see any spark at all from Pittsburgh right now. I just don't see it. I want to pick
gas.
I agree with
There's
Shane.
a spark in my house. That's about it.
I picked them last week because I was really expecting them to go, you know what, let's play at least a good game.
Right.
Everybody did. Everybody did.
Watching the game. Yeah. This is the game that we have.
And they'll have that. They'll have one game where they'll look good, and then you'll get that glimmer of hope, and then
maybe this is the one. But Lamar just looks really good right now.
He is tough. He is tough. But TJ had a bad game last week, and he's probably a little salty. Yeah, that whole defense got their shit. They got the shit kicked out of them, and I'm gonna talk about that at 9 o'clock.
Well, what do you got, Freight?
Yeah, as long as Matt Canada,
I'm waiting.
As long as Matt Canada is the offensive coordinator of the Pittsburgh Steelers, I will no longer pick them to win another football game. I can't do it, especially after last
game. You heard it here. Whoa!
Yeah, if you watch the Pittsburgh Dad,
Whoa.
I mean, he just does this Matt Canada thing where he goes, "Here's the playbook." 3 and out.
Wow. and everybody, Freight Train is a co-host of the Steelers Realm podcast, and he is not happy with Matt Canada. No. And, we have a lot of people. Ryan says the Ravens are getting healthy at the right time. They will sneak out in a physical game. Patrick says got to give it to Pitt. They're due for a W. God bless you. I hope.
They're 2-2.
Big man, the king from Johnstown, Larry Stryker's in the house. Larry.
They made it seem like Pittsburgh hasn't won in like 2 years or something.
I know. Ryan says, hoping Ronnie Stanley comes back to this. And Larry said, hey, guys. So, okay. I knew I was going to be the only one for that one. So, okay, the next matchup. Los Angeles Rams at Philadelphia is at the Los Angeles Rams. I got that in reverse. I'm going to go, as crazy as this sounds, this is going to be Philadelphia's first loss.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Rams, as crazy as this sounds. I'm a little crazy. Shane?
There's 3 teams I'm not going to pick against and this year, and that's the Bills, Miami Dolphins, and the Eagles. I think those teams are fantastic, head and shoulders above everybody else. I'm going to go with the Eagles.
I am also going to fly high on this one, and I'm going to take the Birds over the Rams. Matthew Stafford has always had a tough time. I mean, Stafford is Stafford's 4-1 against the Eagles in his career, granted. But
4-2.
I know they have Nakua, that guy who's come out of nowhere.
Big fantasy guy.
Right now, though, Cooper Kupp is questionable for this game. He might be back. He might not be back. They're not going to announce it probably until like 30 seconds before game time. It's not going to let us know ahead of time. But I'm going to take Philly. I mean, Hurts is getting better. I know he threw a couple more picks, but he finally trusted himself to let go of the ball a little bit more often. And that running game with Swift is pretty nasty.
Freight train, who are you taking?
I got to go with the Eagles, too. I don't think the Rams, they're not as good defensively.
I just throw crazy stuff out there. You can see when I do wrestling picks.
Yeah. I think the Eagles just they have too many weapons. I think the Eagles pull this one out. I think it might be a little bit close, kind of like last week for them. I don't think it's going to be an absolute blowout.
Nope.
But at the end of the day, the cream rises to the crop.
That's true.
I mean, the Rams' biggest offensive weapon is actually, believe it or not, the running back Kyron Williams, who's been one of their top guys the last couple of weeks. But I'll tell you right now, the Eagles, even after leaving last week, are still the number one rushing defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
Passing, we've been a little suspect. We are missing a lot of guys on the back end. We're missing 2 safeties. We're missing 3 corners. It's been a little tough. But that running game, we shut that shit down. So
I just gamble.
But if you're going to make Matthew Stafford throw all day, he's in trouble. He's good, but he's not that kind of play.
Well, I had to go against the grain just to be that kind of guy. I know.
Okay.
Kelly White, thanks for tuning in. Here we go. Next matchup. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Arizona Cardinals, Pittsburgh West, with Joshua Dobbs and Mr. Connor as running back. The Cincinnati Bengals suck, but you know what? They're not going to suck this time. I have to take the Cincinnati Bengals as much as I like Arizona, because I've seen him playing lately, but Cincinnati is not going to lose this game. Cincy has to win one. And there's been talk about Chase. Jamar wants to trade.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of craziness in Cincinnati, so I'm going to go with the Bengals, I hate the Bengals anyway, but that's what I'm going with. Shane?
I'm going to go with my inner Myron Cope and pick the Bungles to win.
Yoy and double yoy.
What cracks me up the most is what Bubba said specifically. They're not going to suck this time. We said that for the Cincinnati Bengals the last 2 weeks in a row, I think, and they've sucked both times.
Yeah.
But I am very torn on this game. I mean, Arizona's proven they can upset a team. They beat Dallas.
That is true.
Fair and square, even without Kyler Murray, which might be better off without Kyler Murray. But I'm going to take Cincinnati. I'm going to say that at some point something's got to give. I got to trust them here. Arizona might have had one.
Well, don't trust them. Don't trust them.
Mm-hmm. They might have had one fairy tale in Arizona, but it's very rare you get 2 in the same season. I'm going to take
Cincinnati here. Yeah. Every once in a while, a squirrel gets a nut, and I think the Cardinals already got their nut. Bengals, I think they get it all going here. Josh Dobbs actually has not looked terribly bad.
No, you know what? He almost put 3 touchdowns on the 49ers.
It's almost like if you leave Matthew Canada's playbook, you actually succeed. Go figure.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Look, Connor got shut down his last year in Pittsburgh. He wasn't doing anything. He left, and all of a sudden he was a top fantasy choice all of a sudden at running back.
Pro Bowler.
Who would have thunk it?
Oh, Steeler fans. Not Matt Canada, that fucking retard.
That was meant to be rhetorical, but we'll go with that.
I know. Okay. Here we go. This one here. New York Jets at Denver Broncos. Denver is in disarray. Zach Wilson is coming off probably his best game as a pro because Joe Namath, I think, wanted to, have his kid. So I have to go with the New York Jets beating Denver because they're just bad.
They should pay you to watch this garbage. I mean, they should send you a $25 gift card to Applebee's or some shit. I'm picking the Jets.
I am also going to take the Jets here. I think they were really close to upsetting Kansas City the other night, and that is not an easy feat. I mean, the fact they were able to pull that off against that level of competition, Denver shouldn't be a problem. I'm taking the Jets.
Freight train?
I got to make up some ground somewhere. But again, this is a terrible week to do that. There ain't no way I can pick the Broncos.
You're thinking about it, though.
I'm taking the Jets.
Did you guys must have seen the smoke rolling out of my ears.
I did.
I mean, it was churning. But no, the Jets defense will single-handedly keep them in ball games. It's just up to Zach Wilson to not turn the ball over and manage it.
Or fumble it like he did on that last play. It's terrible. Right. Yeah. Okay, here we go. The Kansas City Chiefs at the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going. I tell you what, I am not a Swiftie, and I will never be a Swiftie, and this is ridiculous. Total bunch of BS. Travis Kelce, you're just messing everything up here. I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, he's right up top here. I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings to beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
So that's special Kelce.
I'm a special Kelce.
Yeah.
Special K.
Special K.
I'm the handicapped brother, as my neighbor put it. I'm the handicapped Kelce.
Oh, you're like that.
The bad genes hit me, and then all the good genes hit the other Kelce brother.
What's his name? Cooper Manning out of all the Hall of Fame quarterbacks. There's like a brother who doesn't play at all.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, Shane, who you taking?
I'll tell you what, I got to go with Kelce and the Chiefs.
I figured that.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota almost choked last week. I thought that we were on pace to watch an 0-5 team the way they played last week. I can't trust them worth anything. I mean, they played the Panthers, and the Panthers were beating them 13-0. Eventually, they come back and win it 21-13. But the Panthers made them look like a bunch of punk asses early on. I'm going to take Kansas City. I just can't doubt them in this game.
Gotcha.
Have you seen the videos of women giving their husbands a hard time, saying, "I'm so happy that Kelce guy and that Mahoney's guy are popular"?
My fiance woke me up the next morning flipping out about it. All she was seeing on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff.
Oh, it's just crazy.
So I'm actually going to do an over-under with a buddy every week from now on for Kansas City to see how many times they talk about her or show her on screen. And we're going to do an over-under every week.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Freight train,
I don't
who
see
you
what
got?
the draw is.
I'm going with you, Bubba. I think this is an upset.
Ooh.
I think I kind of compare this game. It was about a year or two ago when Jared Goff was on the Rams. They played Kansas City, and it was like a 45-43 game. Like, it was so high scoring, like 80-some points combined. I feel like this is one of those type of games. I think both defenses are extremely suspect. I think Kansas City has a little bit better pass rush, but Kirk Cousins has been slinging the ball around. And I think the key cog last week for Minnesota was they didn't get Jordan Addison involved whatsoever. I think he only had one target. And he actually, if you look back at his stats, had a pretty good start to his career. I think he had back-to-back weeks with a touchdown.
Yep.
I think if they can get him involved this week, it's going to be a high-scoring battle. And I think Minnesota will have the ball last and drive it down the field and win the ball game.
Problem is they have a bottom 25 running back in the National Football. I mean, that Madison kid is terrible. It just goes to show you that the fact that we're undervaluing running backs is starting to hurt a lot of teams. The Colts are struggling without Jonathan Taylor. Kamara was suspended. That hurt the Saints for a while there early on. You're watching what happens with them now without Dalvin Cook trying to downgrade there. It's not always a good idea to let them go to try to save money at that position, man. You got to have some talent.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, this is the big Sunday night matchup. Reminds me of the mid-'80s. The Dallas Cowboys at San Francisco, 8:20 on the lovely Peacock Network. I'm not taking anything with Dak. I'm not. Dak we trust. I'm not trusting him. The 49ers are just they're going to be in the NFC Championship. It's going to be the Eagles and 49ers in the champ. I don't want to jinx anything, but those two teams.
They have to be the Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah.
They have
so
to
I'm
be.
taking the 49ers.
No
taking the 49ers.
Only 2 teams left.
I said it before. There's 3 teams that I'm not going to pick against. That's the Eagles, the Chiefs, and Miami, and then there's the 49ers. I mean, they might lose the game, but it's not going to be this week.
Without giving reasoning and wasting my time, I'm going San Fran. I think it's obvious.
Well, that's I understand why, and I think everybody knows.
See, and I would somewhat kind of lean on Dallas a little bit if they wouldn't have lost their top cornerback. Ever since Diggs went down, their secondary has just been atrocious. And it seems like every time I look up when I watch Dallas, Micah Parsons is hurt. I mean, he comes back in, but he's playing hurt.
He's definitely not going to be the NFL player of the year. I don't think so. People were saying that already. I don't think so. And Dallas always chokes. I don't care. They're not America's team in my eyes. They never were.
They could be 16 and they're going to choke in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Right. Tony Romo will botch a snap or something, and that'll be it.
Oh man, Seattle.
Yeah.
What a game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Monday Night Football. Thank God it's down to
shit.
Yes, this is it. Big pile of shit. The Packers are at Vegas, and hopefully they go out to the Mustang Ranch. And Jordan Love gets some loving. I'm going with the Raiders. Going with the home team, the Raiders. The Packers are just god awful. Shane?
Yeah, I'm going with the Packers. No explanation needed.
I took Vegas last week. They fucking choked on me, so fuck the Raiders. I'm going to go ahead and take shitty-ass Green Bay. I'm going to give them some love, so to speak. I'm going to take Green Bay here by like a field goal, man. It's going to be a shitty, close game. I'm going to hate it.
Oh, I don't think so. And this is why. Aaron Jones is back. Okay, they missed Aaron Jones for the past couple weeks. He was back last week, but it really didn't count. He was on like a snap count. Really wasn't relevant. When Aaron Jones is back and then A.J. Dillon finally figures out what he's doing, I think their offense will be okay. They have a lot of underrated receivers, too. Romeo Doubs has been pretty good. Christian Watson's finally coming back from injury, too, who, if remember last year, had a pretty good rookie season. I think Green Bay is actually going to ascend forward now. I think they're going to start separating a little bit. I'm taking Green Bay with this one by a runaway.
Ooh, I'm the only Raider. Well, this is where it goes.
No, Shane went Raiders with
No, I went Green Bay.
I'm the only one. So that'll be a deciding factor. Hey, Ralph Williams, thanks for tuning in. Sports Corner's very own, Pittsburgh's very own Ralph Williams. Hey guys, 27 minutes and 22 seconds. We're 7 minutes over, but that's okay. Yeah, we got a new addition.
It's all my fault.
We're all singing. No, we're good.
We're on the new guy.
We're good. 3 or 4 minutes is us kind of going over the rankings.
Right.
And what
hey, we're okay.
So we're not
we're okay.
picking for that 20 minutes.
No, we're okay. This is the NFL picks under 20 minutes or less. We're 7 minutes over, so if you ordered a pizza with us tonight, you're going to get it for free. That's just how it is. Hey, Burnsy, you're a little late, Burns. I know you must have been watering your plants, but we already picked our games.
We'll even toss out some dessert for those Giants.
Yes, did Bubba take the Steelers? Yes, I did, Burns. I did take the Steelers. I did take the Steelers, and I will always take Pittsburgh. I'm the only one on the panel that did tonight.
If I were to sit here and create a chart and project everybody's picks for the next 12 weeks, I'm just going to put Pittsburgh under Bubba every fucking time.
I don't ever bet against. I never do. Now I'm gonna be bitching about him in about another 32 minutes, or actually, no. 32 minutes. Yeah, 32 minutes. I'll be bitching about him. Yeah, but I'll always take him. So yeah, Burns, I did. Just stay tuned and come back, everybody, at 9:00 when I'll be talking Steeler football, and it'll be explicit, and it'll be R-rated, and it'll be extreme because I'm a little upset. So, but hey, guys, awesome freight train. Welcome to the team.
Yeah, thank you.
Everybody, if you guys know Steelers Realm Podcast, he's one of the co-hosts. They talk Steeler football.
One thing I was going to say real fast, by the way, if any of you guys are ever interested, you can just send it to Bubba or Shane or myself, whatever. You ever want to send your picks in for a week ahead of time, send them in. We'll keep track of them, and we can always give you a shout-out for having a good week, or we'll bust your balls for being shitty. We'll see what happens.
That's right, Burns. We'll be busting your balls.
I have 6 people. I have 6 people that send me their picks every week, so feel free to join in.
Okay, well, Burns will be on tomorrow when we do the college. He'll be ready to go. And he'll be.
I messaged him.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
You got to give me at least a week's notice so I can prepare myself for Brian Burns coming over.
Well, yes. Everybody's got to prepare for him. Okay, everybody. Thank you, guys. I tell you what, it's been great. 9:00, I'll be back. We'll be back next Wednesday at 8:00 with our NFL picks. And tomorrow night At 7, we will be back with our college picks. That's what we do here. So here we go. Everybody, good night, and I'll see everybody at 9 o'clock.